fight's not over.
Stop the fight!
People.
Everybody, I come here for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Kill everybody. Ah!
All right, guys, welcome back to Broke Bets. It's Lane here. Got the mustache off. Looked a little bit different, I realize. What's going on, Carson?
Yeah, what's going on? Looking forward to this event, and we got 7 bets for you guys.
Yes, sir. Starting it off, I got 6.25 on the line to win a little bit more than that back. First bet, Potan. Got to take Alex Pereira in the rematch. I just think that Pereira is getting the better of Izzy in all the striking past the first round. You know, the first round was the feeling out process, and Pereira's getting the leg kicked, kind of had a hard time dealing with it. Then from second round forward, it was all him in the striking. As for the wrestling, that's just the big question. Can Izzy get the takedowns? I don't know. I think a lot of this, if he goes for takedowns, he's going to end up on the fence and in trouble. And I just think that Pereira mixes it up to the body, uses his jab, and I think he finds another knockout here. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. If Izzy goes heavy wrestling, he could tire himself out and could leave himself open in later rounds for a knockout.
Right, and for a guy who's won this fight 3 times now to be at plus money, I just think you didn't pull the trigger on that. And I think Alex learned a lot in the last fight, and I'm just not sure if Izzy's going to go after him and prove that different right now. So, got to stay with the champ. We won money on him last time, so no matter what, win or lose this bet, we'll still be up on betting him in the 2 fights, so I'm not minding it. Next bet, you got a parlay here.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Holland and Gilbert Burns paired together. I think for Kevin Holland, I think he's a better striker, and I think Ponzinibbio at 36 or whatever he's at now he hasn't looked good in his last few fights. He was losing the Morono fight until he found the knockout late, and I just think Kevin Holland will get the job done there. And then for Burns and Masvidal, I think Burns will just be able to out-grapple him, hold him up against the cage, get him down, and control him for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and who knows how Jorge looks after a year break and, being 38 or whatever is already. I think Burns takes his, fighting lifestyle a little bit more serious than Jorge does, so I think that should pay out. Heading into the props, I got Trey, Ogden, and Bahamondes over 2.5 rounds. I think this is a steal. I don't know if people stand with me on this, but Bahamondes has gotten like 3rd round knockouts before, but Trey Ogden has never been KO'd, or he hasn't KO'd anybody in his career. He's got submissions, but that's mostly to lower level people with less superior grappling. I think that Ignacio will survive a ground attack if it goes there. And honestly, you guys, on DraftKings, I believe Trey Ogden is plus 700 to win by decision, and I think that's a perfect sprinkle if you're looking at it as well. But I really think Ogden survives here. I think Bahamondes has a hard time exactly catching him, and this is going to be a close fight. I think this is going to be a really close fight. So over 2.5 there. As well as I'm taking Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal for the over 2.5. Jorge has just dealt with grapplers pretty well in his career. Not that he, doesn't get taken down, but when he's taken down, he's not getting in super threatening submission positions. This guy survived on the ground with Damian Maia. Gilbert Burns is a good jiu-jitsu guy, but doesn't really have the submission accolades in MMA that Damian Maia does. And I think that Jorge on the feet, the biggest scare for this not going over 2.5 is the chance that Burns maybe just brawls with Jorge. But this is a smart guy. Burns took down Wonder Boy, which Kevin Holland failed to want to do to win that fight. And I think that Burns will keep this fight on the fence and win minutes and win the fight and by decision. So I like that. Not to mention, Jorge could go to 3 rounds and still win, I believe. So, further down, Rob Font versus Yanez, KO. I think Yanez wins by KO in rounds 2 or 3. I really like this prop. I think Yanez is just gonna start putting the damage on Font after Font looks really good in the first round, and for plus 410 for him to win this way just seems like it makes all too much sense to me. Like, you watch Rob Font and his face after the Marlon Vera fight. He didn't take damage very well early in that fight. And then you look at Adrian Yanez, where he just fought, I'm blanking. Whatever his name, Tony Kelly. Yeah, and Tony Kelly's face was fucked up within a couple punches. So you just got to think about the damage that's going to add up here. And I just think this one plays out in the second and the third. The damage adds up and the knockout comes. And at plus 410, I think that's just a steal for a number. So I'm putting half a unit there to try to win a good number back. Further down, I got Kevin Gastelum and Chris Curtis over 2.5 rounds, with the Rosas and Rodriguez fight over 1.5 rounds. Gastelum, this guy's just got a great chin, and he's fought better strikers than Chris Curtis. Not to say Chris Curtis isn't a good striker, but he's fought Izzy, he's fought Whitaker, he's fought Till, who's pretty good at range. I think that Chris Curtis is going to be a good counter striker, but even if he does hit Gastelum with his best shot, who knows if that knocks Gastelum out. So I like the over 2.5 here. Not to mention, a sprinkle you guys might want to look into is Gastelum and Curtis going to a split decision. I think that's a good one. Going to be a hard fight to score with stand-up, with Gastelum having the better volume, Curtis having the better damage. And then with that, of course, the over 1.5 in that other fight, I think Rosas is just, he's a good grappler, but he's meeting another good grappler here. And Rodriguez gets taken down pretty often, but he's also got his own submission skills, and he's going to protect himself on the ground. I think this one goes the distance. I'd say maybe save your money with the Rosas bet. Maybe bet the over 1.5 as a leg instead. You are betting on an 18-year-old. You got some questionable things going on there. He's not the biggest guy yet. He hasn't fully grown into his body. And Rodriguez, another one, super live for a submission. He's got a good guillotine and a anaconda choke. This guy's got some skills, so tough fight for the 18-year-old, in my opinion. Final bet. To win Karl Williams over 1.5 here, parlayed up. I think that Karl Williams just wrestles Chase Sherman for the whole entire fight. And I'll just take, instead of going Karl Williams by decision, which I also think is a good bet, I'll just do the over 1.5 just in case anyone slows down too much and a knockout late happens. But reusing the Trey Ogden Bahamondes start round 2, just really believe that fight will go for sure past a round. And then Rob Font, Adrian Yanez, I really like these two to go to round 2 as well, with Font having the good first round, Yanez getting his timing and knocking him out in round 2. So putting a little bit less on that, but still trying to find a nice profit of 0.96 units. I'll give you guys the full bet sheet here to look at. Oh, shit. Anything else you're thinking about for this card? Any other lines you were looking at, sniping?
Not really. I mean, I think Pereira probably wins by knockout. If you like that, I don't know what that line's at. It's
like plus 200, I believe. I think, honestly, the under 4.5 in that main event's pretty good, because I think that includes Pereira winning, and Izzy might be hunting for submissions in this fight. You don't really know. I would say fights to stay away from: the Steve Garcia, Shayilan, Nuerdanbieke fight. I'm not really keen on anything with the Gerald Meerschaert, Joe Pyfer fight. Just let Pyfer figure out if he's actually like that good of a fighter. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully Meerschaert doesn't destroy another hype train.
We'll see. But yeah, overall, and still, hopefully Pereira wins, moves up, beats Jiri or some shit, some cool fun shit like that. But I got nothing else. Hope you guys enjoyed these bets. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
I know. It doesn't matter from the trenches.
I'm built like this. They all doubted me, so I couldn't do it. They all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now.